Hi there. So, I guess you hear me if no one is here. Oh my, the same as always. First of all, I never sit comfortable, so I have to move around my legs soon. And then I have no clue what to talk about, obviously. Like, hey, someone is here already. But yeah, I have some cards and they are always around. So if anyone wants a little bit of a card, but then, well, I have to repeat this, I guess, when someone comes in who wants that, maybe. Then I will demand a question for a card. So, yeah. Yeah, it's the full moon tomorrow, and I will be here around this time tomorrow, by the way. Maybe I should say that, yeah. Is the plan. As the person I met as I talked about the other video. Man, yeah, if goddess wants and I may live, you know, you can express it that way. So I hope you're good. I am having a blast a little bit too well, but I'm also okay. I will just ramble on until someone interrupt me, which is a good place here. No one does. Yeah, to come in. Hey, someone else. Please feel free to interrupt me or chat or say anything or ask for cards or I don't know. And that's the fun thing when they do that. They check in and then they check out. They are so afraid to be seen, I think. Sometimes there's a glitch, I guess they come back quickly again. I don't know. Yeah, so that's why I'm on live, because I don't have to go through the whole slow process of uploading, but also that I want to communicate. Anyways, I have a lot of fun, but also I've been very nostalgic, or I don't think nostalgic is the right word. Rather, I now realize certain things that I haven't realized before. How I saw value in things before, or rather like this. I so much miss someone that I passed on. And sometimes that really hits me hard, really, really hard now. And it's long ago and we weren't in touch exactly right beforehand. But still, oh, yeah, I miss her. Anyways, I also realized that there are certain things that I absolutely held in high regard and valued highly and everything, but I never exactly still understood until now how much of a kind of an honor or an yeah, have been given very much. Yeah. Oh. It have taken a long time, or rather I have understood, but I have also been so entangled in my own stuff, and I'm still guess in somewhat the same way, but more so then. It was very chaotic then. Now it's different, but yeah, still lots of things in my mind. So I didn't know what image to put up here, since I never know what direction I will drift in when I talk. So I just took that one, but also it has some sense because today I bought this. There are some extraction. You can how can you say this? You can spirits or energies can attach to your etheric or your auric aura body, your energy field. And recently there was, since I don't mention who this is about, so I can tell you, I kind of had it, I almost picked it up before I tuned in, and then I realized that that was the case, and now we know whom, at least. I don't know, we will see what happens later, but anyways, you can do some practices where you, if it's entities, kind of like possessions, almost like, but yeah, I mean, it is actually, but anyways, and I had this quite large crystal quartz thing that was really good to use in that sense. But can I say no to my little nephew? No, he loved it. And so that's where that one went. And yeah. So today I bought a little tiny one for emergency cases. Or it's not so tiny, but it's way smaller than the one I had. But hopefully, I think maybe it's better to do it gradual, though. It's safer in many ways. So, I mean, you can do in other ways, probably, anyways. Yeah, we will see what happens. But so that, and I bought some other. Actually, there is a stone. I don't know what that is called. That's not a tourmaline, but it's a black stone, and it's not this yet, or they can look different, I guess, if it's polished or not. I had a lovely little one that wasn't polished, and I still don't know what it was. It was almost like round and black, but not like blank on its surface. It was like rough a bit, and yeah, sometimes, yeah, I don't have the best of order of things, but that one, I really love that one. Sometimes they also show up suddenly when I need them. So, whatever. Anyways, I bought a little one. I usually don't work a lot with crystals, but they are efficient, I feel. So, in some rare cases, I have a bunch of crystals, though, like tinier versions mainly. But yeah, usually I have much more regular stones that I've found when I've been out. That you can go and obviously find crystals as well. But yeah, I love stones. I think even more so. I feel more connected to those gray, those regular stones that you can find on the streets, and they are also, or streets, but nature, whatever. And they are sometimes so glittery, or they have various, like, I feel like personalities, kind of, that you can. Yeah, I feel very strongly for them, more so actually. But these are more efficient in energy work. These crystals, I feel sometimes. But I don't have a strong connection to them personally. It's just that they work well. So if I want a certain if I want a certain effect, they are efficient, as I've experienced it. For that purpose, the different kinds of whatever. Yeah. God. Now I'm also so not quite. I'm not quite, but I'm tired. Yeah. What do I want to talk about? Oh, I have so many things in my mind, but yeah, that goes in all directions. I don't know. I feel I have been sleeping so well now. Feeling mainly good. Still, I guess this is common for many people, but I have a tendency to fill my life to the brim still. And some people don't realize that you can do that even if it's not so much on the surface. I mean, you can be super active inwards as well. So there have been a lot going on. And when you pick up a lot of things, then that also is kind of a work, you know? I don't think I will stay for too long, maybe just half an hour. That's not long for me. Or maybe just 15 minutes, no, half an hour at least. And see if someone check in. Otherwise, I've at least said that I will be here around this time tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier. Yeah, during the full moon. And yeah, tomorrow also is a super day where I will meet up with some people that I, especially one that I really, really love. I haven't met for long. Look forward to that. Yeah. And also when it comes to, there are so many things, you know, when it comes to balance and all that. The balance between, I mean, to have emotions and feel them, that's really positive, obviously. But also to balance that and not become too, you know, cold or cynical or just intellectual, but at the same time not too much of just being all, you know, almost drowned in your emotion or sidetracked all the time or overwhelmed, you know. You can be overwhelmed very much so by thoughts, more so I think. But yeah, that's something I wonder about a little bit. Because I can see how I control this very much now, which is different from previous in my life. Well, actually, I did a lot when I was way younger, but no, I couldn't turn it on then. I think that was, I mean, the whole emotional side. But now I can direct it, you know, so I can turn it off however far I want, I guess. But I don't want to. So, and I can let I guess this is maybe something other people experience a lot, but to me it's news that and it could be so easy, you know, to decide to just be not bothered or you know, the words, yeah, well, untouchable in a way. But I feel like that's just not to be alive also. I want to immerse myself, is that the word? In life itself and to enjoy that and really embrace that and celebrate that. You have to have your emotions. I hope you don't hear that too much. Maybe I should turn down the sound a little bit because it's quite a large, or I mean a high pitch, you know, where the air goes out thing. I don't know if you hear it. It's not on, but it's still making a lot of sounds. Yeah. So now I sit here with my little crystals, pointy crystal, and this should actually be pointy on both ends, but it kind of is. I didn't even realize that before. Yeah. Well, And there are so many when it comes to magical things. I've talked about that a lot. And I don't know, in some cases, I'm really skilled. I mean, in a way that amazes myself. Yeah, it does. Yeah, very on point, very sharp. So, but also you constantly learn. But I also have been going so much my own way. So I have a very fine-tuned sense when it comes to these things. So if I tune in, or rather, I'm good at letting my ego go, I think, when I do that. And then I don't mess it up too much with that. So it becomes correct. But yeah. But also with those other things, I recently, no, it have been going on for long, obviously, because online you sell a lot and so on. But that's the case when you listen to many, and I realize how that can come in another order. I'm sorry that I don't say all the things I think now, but what I mean is that it's so much about the tools and what you sell. And I just thought about that when I'm looking at this pointy quartz, that this will be very beautiful on a wand, like the tip or something. But I won't keep it at that. I don't think so. Maybe I would. Yeah, maybe I should actually. Anyway, so, but how, I mean, without the inner, like, focus or develop these things, which you can do without tools, then they are just like, for show, they are just like, almost like a painting or something. They can bring some atmosphere or something, but you don't use them practically. And they aren't, I mean, you don't have the, well, what do I want to say here? I'm not saying that those who sell these things aren't very skilled. They can be. I do think many are also. But when that takes over, it's the same thing with other mediums or psychics, which I see quite some, or even shamans or whatever. When the money, or rather, it's actually the material things, whether it's crystals or money or whatever, when that takes over, it really diminishes the spiritual power, I feel. And I am sure others would protest somewhat to this, because I don't mean that in a, it's not that I degrade the material physical world. It's rather the whole priority. If that becomes the priority, that becomes the ego, that becomes the minor self, it becomes the narrow view. And it's very easy, it happens easily, especially if you, I guess, get applaud, or I mean, you can be driven far by appreciation in also not so good ways. So I'm happy I'm alone here almost. So I can't get too cocky. I'm cocky enough. I really don't need additional support on that, I don't think. No. Yeah. Actually. Yeah. And that is something also that I, in some sense, was born with. I kind of always knew my value. But then I also have additional skills that I didn't know then, that I also am sort of amazed by, because I don't understand them, and also I don't know a lot of people who do have them, but some do in somewhat same ways. But yeah, of course it's natural to me. Everything you kind of do or have easily, it's natural to you. So it's natural to me, but I also see that this is something not everyone can do. So, yeah, even though most people, I guess, think that it isn't even real. So, so it's more like, I mean, it's nothing to brag about, because you only kind of, it becomes like the opposite. So, even here, but I'm not bragging, I'm just sharing. Also, I didn't even mention all the things. But every time I do use these skills, I am amazed myself and so fascinated. I mean, not fascinated by myself, but fascinated by the whole process that it's possible to do, and that it, and the whole, yeah, everything, the whole world and the mysterious life we live. And I get so inspired and exhilarated, and this flow, I just feel that that is what I always want to do. And I'm really happy that others then can get something out of it, those who are at that same vibe and recognize it in a good way. Most do, otherwise they wouldn't seek me out mainly, but there are those who seek me out also to just, I don't know, for whatever reason, but it's not because they really want that. So I try to avoid those as much as possible. Maybe to kind of expose you as a fake or something like that. That's maybe their aim. I don't know. It's very, or maybe it's something else they want. I don't know. Sorry, I have to move, as I said before. So people are funny creatures. So it could be anything: curiosity or getting just info. I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue. Yeah, I probably should stop and just check in tomorrow. Yeah. Tell me if the sound is, if you want me to change it in some way. I have this Yeti mic, and I don't know what is the most ASMR settings for it. I've seen different kinds, but I try. So now I changed it. Maybe it's worse now. Yeah. Yeah. And it's also when you get all this, I call it nostalgia, but that's not what it is. It's more like reflecting. I wouldn't want to be back, because I guess nostalgia is that you want to be where you were or something like that. I'm really happy I'm not. I would never want to be in a previous situation than now. I love this now. Anyway, so yeah, not that it was extremely bad maybe, but yeah, all the horrors to go through before getting me here, I wouldn't want to go through that again. But what was it now? Yeah, I also see, because I do reflect more right now, back a bit, I see how very far I've come in several ways. A lot of ways I'm still on sort of the same spot, more or less. I'm hoping to change those, as I always talk about them. But I've also developed a lot more than I have seen, that I've thought about. Until now, then, when I think back, I've thought that I'm spiritually, and in many ways I've thought that I'm at a similar place, but I'm way more experienced now and skilled. Also, I've obviously met a lot of more fears, and also my own limitations become. I was a little bit. Well, I didn't see. I may have thought too good about myself sometimes beforehand, realizing that in some situations that may not be true. So it have been these summery but still sort of cold days. That's like the best right now. I don't long for the hot weather again, but it's good that it's sun. Yeah, and maybe a little bit warmer. It have been so you have to have a jacket on, like. Yeah. But I'm at a good space. I hope you are. I mean, I really feel happier than ever, I could honestly say. And also, I have this childish spirit that easily I'm happy no matter what the circumstances, honestly. That's also another kind of skill, I guess, that I have maybe developed, but also I may have had it always. I've been amazed when I've seen some people around me who have this ability to turn the negative and just see the solutions or positives in it. And I'm not saying I do that all the time, especially when it comes to minor, silly things. But I do that a lot. And even when things are really, and sometimes that's easier actually, when things are really extremely crisis stuff, then I don't know, something in me just, maybe that's a sort of a survival mode. Let's start to use all resources and like see all angles how this could benefit me and use that as a strength. And I don't really have to search for that. That happens by itself. Like this. I'm a survivor right now, but I guess it's a survival mode actually. Because it's strongest in those situations. So yeah. Well, since I will check in tomorrow, then I will just leave now. Yeah. And I did this past life regression earlier. I will see if I find that, then I can upload it to you as well in not the subscription, in the description, yeah, box there, because it was more detailed, I guess. It took she who did that. She took a longer time than some of these journeys that you can find online. And sometimes I've used them just to have deep relaxation. But this was really fun for me to dive into the whole going backwards and follow the journey also. And it gave me some aha moments there. Certain things that I have not seen that was obvious to me, which was also good. So maybe that's something for you too. Well, but as I said, I'm sitting here being all cocky about these things, but I have a lot to learn. And also, I'm so eager to learn. I want to learn so much, especially around these, what can you say, like, I mean, I appreciate really much the mundane life as well. So much. I mean, there are also the balance and all, but my passion and my inspiration is with these spiritual things, to develop these skills, these not only skills obviously, but also awareness, more becoming more aware developed this greater consciousness. And I know there are several blockages. If it was not, I would not continue with all this sugar addiction and all that. I have to drop it. I know. And I don't want to stand in my own way. So, yeah. I've done that for a whole lifetime now. But it also have been a survival thing, and also a protection, and also helpful. But it maybe it have been, and maybe it's always the case, that it's helpful for as long as you continue to do it, actually. Otherwise you probably wouldn't. But there are also negative effects, obviously, of these things, and I don't want those. I don't want to invite them more. So yeah, we will see. Eventually, I hope I will get there. I believe it's still myself. That's a good thing, though. Well, we will talk tomorrow. I hope you check in then, and I hope I do. My intent is to do so. So bye for now.